From Viking halls to the cities of the future, terrain buffs will love our foreground hub. Watch gaming tables of all genres come to life at beastsofwar.com. Venture into the dangerous dungeons of myth as a mighty hero and stand against the darkness. Visit the Myth Hub on beastsofwar.com and begin your story.
Hi guys, welcome to What's in the Box. Right, John, I want to tempt you into a faction in Wolsung.
I know
this.
You're trying really hard.
I'm trying really hard, so I've pulled out another one here.
Yep.
We've got the Inventors Club. So you said you like mechanical. These guys are your mechanical guys.
Okay.
So
if you can open the box.
Box defies me.
Box defies. Give me the box.
Take the box, see if it defies you. I hate you sometimes. Okay, so if you want to get the miniatures out of the little baggies, I'll get the cards. So, the Inventors Club is very different to the Ashen Oak. These guys really rely on their tech savviness.
Yep.
So, in a steampunk world, you're obviously going to have the crazy inventor, you know, and then the mechanics that help him to do his crazy experiments.
Yep.
So if you pass me that first one, this is actually one of Warren's favourites. So first up, we have our little lab assistant. So obviously you have, yes sir, of course, I'll get the vials. Not a problem. And you see the way he has the little beaker here?
Yep.
There's actually a second part to him, which is this, which is a little chemical cloud. So in-game, what this little dude does is he actually runs around chucking alchemical vials at people. And that alchemical vial has a random table which you have to roll on to see what it does, which I think is really, really cool. So, range of 8 is a +1, so you can only throw this 8 inches. You really need to get up and close, but it's got the quick roll. And what that does is it means you can move and actually throw the flask at someone.
Right.
So you have the image of this little lab assistant running up going, ah!
And then recording what actually happens. I was like, 12:22 a.m. through vial.
Vial contains smoke.
Did it burn? Is that
It
smoke
can burn. It can burn.
It has created smoke, but as you know, there's never smoke without fire.
Well, you see, on the back here you have this chart. So once you chuck this and it lands, you roll a d6 to see what happens. So the first one is smoke. Center a 3-inch smoke template on the target, remove at the end of the turn. So it's basically blocking line of sight.
Yep.
You've then got an empty vial. So I've thrown it at you. If it hits, you're taking a strength 3 hit.
So it's done nothing except throw glass at someone.
Yeah, glass vial at someone. Next up, acid.
There we go. That's more like it.
Yeah. The target's armor is reduced by 4 until the end of the game.
Until the end of the game. Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
painful.
a really nice effect. Eh?
Yep. If the target has no armor, he suffers a strength 4 hit.
Ah, okay.
I'm burning! Ah! If you roll 4, that's glue. The target is toppled. So basically, you've thrown a bunch of sticky glue onto him, he's fell over. He has to spend an action to get up and get out of the glue. Next up, Mercury Fumes. Center a 3-inch template, smoke template, on the target. Each living model starting its activation within or moving through the template suffers 2 wounds. No rules.
Just 2 wounds.
Just 2 wounds.
Because it's mercury and it's horrendously poisonous.
Yeah, remove at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
Last one, Warren's favorite, nitroglycerin.
Oh dear.
Center a 3-inch smoke template on the target. The target suffers a strength 6 hit. All models touching the template are toppled. Remove at the end of the turn. So that's quite a hefty hit you're suffering.
The only problem with having nitroglycerin in a vial is that you'd probably detonate it while running up to throw it.
It's
Detonating
a fantasy
it
world.
as you throw it.
No, it's a fantasy world. This is fantasy nitroglycerin.
I have watched many John Wayne westerns, and I have seen them take nitroglycerin through a friggin' rocky mountain and through a river, and the stuff hasn't gone off. How volatile is this stuff actually? Because people get freaked out about it, like, don't touch it, it might blow up.
Yeah. Okay, next up we have Torvald Nalsgaard, I believe, who is our crazy inventor. Don't worry, right now he's armless.
Nailsguard, or whatever.
Don't worry, he's armless.
He's a little armless.
See what I did there? Yeah, so this is our crazy inventor, one of our heroes for the faction. He does come with a really nice steampunk arm.
Yep.
which of course is a Tesla weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Because they love their sparkiness. His rules.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's a diamond character, generating you 2 gold for buying people.
Okay.
He's a spellcaster, which makes things really different. So, strength of 7, fight of 4, so punching you, shooting you is fine.
Mm-hmm.
However, you have all of his spells. He's coming with armor 3, so he's pretty damn tough,
Mm-hmm.
and a magical ability of 4. Now, to cast magic spells, you actually have to discard cards in your suit. So you really need to till your hand at the start of a round if you're planning to cast your spells. So what he gets is, he's got beginner's luck because he's a human, he's a scientist. He's got a refractor field and the arcantric arm, which is his melee weapon. Spells, lightning, projectile, cost you nothing, range 12, strength 3. It's just zap.
Yeah.
Okay? He then gets the Shimmer Field and the Arcantric Field.
Mm-hmm.
So the Arcantric Field is on him, but they're both cost 2, so I would have to discard 2 diamonds to play it, or a court card, which is worth 2.
Yeah.
So what these fields do, I will get onto after we have them built, because I want to take a minute to read it and make sure I get it right so that people don't shout at me.
Yeah, so moving on.
Moving on. Next up, we have our other hero.
Mm-hmm.
So Alice Tinkerly, mechanic.
Our mechanic lady.
Yes, with a very large wrench.
Yes.
Ready to slap someone in the face. She does have a really nice style to her. It's a lot less prim and proper than the Ashen Oak.
Definitely, and it's even a lot less prim and proper than the other guy.
Yeah,
than
Torvald.
even than anyone else. Even the lab assistant's a bit more prim and proper than this girl.
Yeah, but I don't know. You expect a mechanic to be, the grease monkey.
Do you know who she reminds me of?
Who?
If you're an anime fan, Winry. Winry from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes.
Winry Rockbell.
Yeah.
Check her out. She is essentially that,
Yeah.
running around fixing things like a maniac.
Now, she's also a spellcaster,
Mhm.
so I will go through her abilities after we're done, but strength 6 hit on that giant wrench
Yep.
with a fight of 3. That's not bad. Guns of 3 as well. So she's got her beginner's luck, scientist, engineer, power flux, and overcharge and repair. Repair is the best ability she has.
Mm-hmm.
So, the repair, basically, because she's an engineer, she gets to do one of 3 abilities. So she can do power flux until the end of turn. The golem has a armor of 2 increase, right?
Mhm.
So she has to be base to base to do these. The other one is overcharge. So until the end of the turn, the golem gets +2 movement and +2 strength. So really going in to hit something. The best one, repair. Get into base to base, activate this. The golem is immediately restored to full wounds.
Right. So you can actually bring your henchmen back.
Yeah, you can
Essentially
really
from it.
drag them back. And the
Mhm.
golems, they don't have a lot of health,
Yeah.
but this girl's really going to help keep them running. That huge wrench is also giving her the +2 strength, which is why it's such high strength. She has command as a buff, which costs 1. Range 12. Choose a friendly golem within range. The golem may perform 1 action as part of an extra activation after she ends her activation.
Okay.
So she makes the golems work harder. So
Yeah.
if you have a golem in combat, you can spend this,
Mhm.
make it activate again while in combat, and get a free attack.
Gotcha.
So you can really start to ramp up the pressure on people.
So on to
The
golems.
laboratory golems are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Because they are just, a standard template that these guys use.
Yeah.
So I'll bring one of them in. So you've got, again, you're back to this really prim, proper, metallic sort of suit that your golems are wearing.
Yep.
Very, very nice. So I wonder what the voice on this would be like. Or would it just be mechanical clicking?
It's probably just clicking and
Mm.
whirring and stuff, yeah.
Now, 4-part miniature, so you've actually got his little head as well.
Head and 2 arms.
You'll get a better look at this. but
Once
he's-
we have them built, yeah.
Yeah, but you can see he's got a little metal mustache on him. It's just
Yeah.
twirled.
Do you want to show the card art instead?
Yeah. Well, you've got the 2 arms as well.
Yeah.
But what you really
Card
want to
art,
see is...
because the card art has got, there is so much character in that face.
Yeah.
That is not threatening at all.
Well, as you can see, fight of 3, strength of 5, they're not bad.
Mhm.
You're going to use your heroes to really get these ramped up. They have the golem ability, which means that on the back, I need to read this. But I
Mhm.
think basically it means they have to start their activation within 12 of a scientist
Right.
to actually activate properly. But I tell you what, we'll go away, we'll get them built,
Yep.
and we'll show the faction off.
Flames of War brings you the battles of World War II in epic 15mm scale. Go to the hub on beastsofwar.com to find news, tactics, and tutorials about the game. Fight for the Iron Kingdoms as a warcaster. Take control of the mighty jacks, arcane devices, and dark sorceries to bring the fight to the War Machine Hub on beastsofwar.com.
Okay, so we've got the Inventors Club built up. So the first thing I want to show off is my favourite looking one, which is our little lab assistant.
He is pretty cool. I didn't realize he had like smoke effect coming out of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually rather.
And he actually looks kind of scared of what he's holding. He is nitroglycerin.
He does.
He's like, no, don't blow up on me. Need to throw you. We then have Torvald, and once he's built, he does look really purposeful.
Yeah.
Over there, my minions.
He's quite badass.
Destroy them.
Looking. Yeah, he is quite badass.
He looks like he'll be really fun to paint up.
Yeah.
We then have Alice Tinkerly, who, really nice.
Single piece miniature, which is certainly something you can't complain about.
Yeah, and then we have the workhorse of the faction, which is the 2 laboratory golems. So there is a little bit of difference in the arms, but overall they're pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And if you look closely, you can see on the faces they're actually sculpted with those little metal mustaches. It's the one thing I always find, whenever humanity builds robots, we will make them look human to make us feel a little more comfortable.
Or uncomfortable, as some skeptics would be.
Now, I did say I was going to go away and read Torvald's card to get his spells right. Basically, what they do, he casts a spell on, say, a golem, and that gets a 10 wound shield on it. Now, you can only have one running at a time, but you have 2 spells that create shields.
Yep.
Which is very useful, because your golems only have 4 wounds. So what you're going to want to do is he'll cast the shields onto the golems. They're then up to like 14 wounds.
Yeah.
So they can run in, really do some damage, really be aggressive. If any damage gets through that, they run back. Alice Tinkerly heals them up. Torvald casts another shield.
Yeah.
They go in again.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a very synergistic list. The lab assistant, you're going to want to use as your distraction. So as soon as your golems are getting damaged, he rocks in, throws his smoke or his nitroglycerin
or whatever he manages to throw you.
Yeah. And basically you get the golems the hell out of dodge, get them back, get them healed. So it's very much a faction that you're having to play in waves.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's very, very cool. What do you think? Is this going to be for you?
This could be more for me. Aesthetically, spot on for what I like. Gameplay-wise, I am not overly good with synergies and figuring things out too well. I'm not much of a gamer as much as you are, but I might learn it eventually. So I'm thinking this could be a faction for me.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. We've got the sets built up.
Yeah.
I can take you through demo games now.
Okay.
You know, I can actually show you how they play. So, guys, tell you what. Drop us a comment below. What do you think of the Inventors Club? Are they tickling your fancy, or are you still going to be Ashenok all the way? Or I've actually also unboxed the Skillet and the Von Rear.
Yeah.
So if you want to go check those out as well, if you're wondering which faction to start with in Wolsung. We'll move on here, and we'll see you in the next video.
It's time for 28mm World War II action. Will you recreate history or reshape it your way? On the Bolt Action Hub at beastsofwar.com. Keep your blaster handy, the West is a dangerous place. Fight to survive as men turn to monsters and the dead rise. On the Wild West Exodus Hub at beastsofwar.com.